Hi everybody, JP the Gangster here, and he ready to get down with you in the reading, in this new program we call Storytime. So let's get started. Hi everybody, the first thing I have with you is a story written by me to express with you, and just to get started on the Storytime thing. Okay, let's get started because it's a long story and it's probably going to take up our whole 10 minutes here. And I also got a quote to read after it. Chapter 1, not good. Brian, one morning at Dad's house, came in the house. Amateurish, but so far so good. Yahoo! Mom, look at my grades, Bri said. I said, yeah, right. I bet you didn't do any better than me. I'll bet you $300. Bri said, well, alright. That night we were anxious to read our grades. Dad said, Jake, you first. Jake cleared his throat and said, A in math, C in science, D plus in social studies, F in reading, and an A plus in language arts. Lisa clapped, but Dad didn't. Bri jumped up and started reading. I got an F in driver's education, an A plus in math, A plus in reading, A in social studies, and in science I got a B plus. Then I got up and I said, let's see what I got. I have, what? I got all F's and one D. Bri looked at me and smiled. I was as stiff as a statue. Bri started punching me and taking my money. $300, he exclaimed. I went in my room. I had to take a pee, so I went in Jake's cream soda bottle. Jake burst in and he said, what you doing, butt nut? I said hooker, he said stripper, I said stripperella, he said fat man, I said poop licking, stinky breath, gay wad. Then he said, fine, you win. He took a sip of cream pea soda. He puked up parts of his chicken chunks up, and then it caused a chain reaction throughout my house. Chapter 2, shower. Brian the next morning took a shower without being told. So it was payback time. I snuck into the bathroom and started flushing the toilet. He screamed and jumped out of the tub. Then I screamed and jumped out of and shattered out the window. I did that because I saw him naked. Jacob thought he dropped the toilet seat on his you-know-what. Chapter 3, the city that never sleeps. Bri has a girlfriend and he's thinking of marriage. Weird, huh? He is only 15 years old. Not anymore, but you know. He's only 15 years old, and if they're gonna get married, we have to go all the way to Liberty City. Yes, New York City. Anyway, I'll get back to you tomorrow. It's kind of like a journal, isn't it fun? Liberty it is. Chapter 4. It is a yes. I can't believe it. No, frickin' weirdo. Darn it. We're leaving tomorrow. This sucks. I can't believe I have to do this. It's his girl, not mine. I'm wondering why he would want to go get married at this place in a fancy church. Then all of a sudden, I came up with an evil plan. Chapter 5. Why? Bri came into my room and sat down on my bed. That night, I said, what do you want? Are you happy we're going to the city? To Liberty City? He exclaimed. No! You crazy? I'm not very happy about you guys just standing, kissing, and enjoying it. Go away. Go away, I said. Then Bri said, well, screw you. How you doing this? How you doing this, children out there? Chapter 6. Flying. Maybe. At least we're flying, but when we got to the airport, they canceled all flights, so we drove. 2 hours passed. We were getting bored, so I decided to throw a ball around the car. It went in front of Dad's face, and we fell down a short cliff, and it wrecked the front of the engine. I got out of the car, and I said, come on, we're not Clark Griswold here. Eventually, it took us a month to get to Liberty City. This was not part of the plan. Forget the plan. We had to go through blistering wind and scorching desert, so forget the plan. So basically the plan is over. It's ruined. Chapter 7. We're there. The picture. Liberty City. And then you got a guy saying, "Get out of here, this city sucks," and he has a shotgun. I'll show this picture. I used to be an artist when I was about 11 when I wrote this. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that awesome? Okay, chapter 8, the wedding. The wedding, I stuck my hand in the cake, I flirted with the girls, and I yelled at Brian's bride. She got mad at me and stabbed me in the heart. Ouch, I'm surely dead. That didn't really have anything to do with the story, but... Chapter 9, dumped. After a week, his wife dumped him and left him. Then all of a sudden, he forgot all about his $300. So basically, he's in an alleyway somewhere, just in a trench coat and saying, "This sucks." Yeah. So he forgot about his $300. He took it out, and he attracted about 80 girls just for his money, not for him, and lived his life. Chapter 10, a decided decision. Brian was surely happy. He had gotten another wife. He had girls in sexy bathing suits roam every room. He owned a mansion and was the second person in the world that owned about 10 million bucks. So, yeah, that's not true, but... All of a sudden, Jake came bursting through the door. "I am living with you now," he said. He started flirting with girls. Brian took a knife out of his pocket and he said, "You stay away from my babies." Jake said, "Lisa said I could come here with you and your rubber maids." Then Brian said, "Jake, I have my life now. Leave me alone." Then I burst in and said, "Hey, Brian, you own this place? You lucky little man." I looked at Jake. "Oh, I see. You got Jake living with you now." "Oh, I see. Well, then I'll go." "Yep, I'll go. I'll go." Then Bri said, "Hey, we thought you were dead." Then I said, "No, I'm alive. The girl just said that." I ducked and she stabbed the fruitcake behind me. "Where is she anyway?" Then Bri replied, "She left me." "Oh," I said. Then Bri said, "Hey, I have an idea for old times' sake." Chapter 11, golf. We started a nice game of golf. Bri had his own golf course in his backyard. Bri was actually good at this. Jake and I had our own caddy. Jake's up first and he hits the ball and it shatters Brian's front window of his car. Jake went running for his life. Brian wasn't that mad because he knew he could just buy a new one. Brian was next. He hit a perfect shot for the green. "Yes!" he exclaimed. Then someone farted. "Yuck, did you fart?" This is very immature, by the way. Immature. I know. What kind of you expect? You know, I was like 11 when I wrote this, so yeah. Okay. "Yuck, did you fart?" I said. Then Brian replied, "Whoever smelt it dealt it." Then I said, "Whoever denied it supplied it." We gave up. Then I said, "It could have been someone who stepped on a duck because that sounded juicy." Then Brian said, "Let's finish the game." He walks off. Brian standed out in the green. I made a perfect shot. Then, oh! When it was about halfway in the air, I yelled, "4!" Then it hit Brian right in the gonads. Brian cried out, "Damien Chaney, are you alright?" He was rolling on the ground and saying, "Ooh-ee, ah, ooh-ee." I yelled, "Sorry," and then I whispered to my caddy, "I should have yelled too." We went into the house. Brian needed an ice pack. What's up? I'm sorry, but we're out of time for today. Quickly, before you go, I would just like to say this quote that one of my teachers gave to me, who made me write down. And it angers me a little bit, but I'm going to try and keep my cool. Here's the quote. He made it up, I'm supposing. "If you do the things you need to do when you need to do them, someday you can do the things you want to do when you want to do them." What does that mean? What? I already do the things I want to do. If you do the things you need to do... You should have never made that quote, I'm afraid to say. And you know what? I got another quote, famous, to say in response to this quote. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a